Did you know that 96 people in every 100 visitors that visit your website will leave your website without any engagement, without responding to any call to action points, like email or telephone? Business owners like you will spend thousands of pounds building a website, on marketing and advertising. Then you will spend hundreds of hours, maybe paying someone thousands of pounds to create posts and videos on social media. Yet you are still struggling to generate leads and sales. Did you know that there are approximately 20 million people living in the UK who are unable to visit your website, look at it, or even interact with it? To make matters worse, and if things were not bad enough already, you could discover that your website is not accessible to people with disabilities. If that is true, then as the business owner of the offending websites, you could be found guilty of breaking discrimination and accessibility laws. In the UK, under the Equality Act 2010, websites that fail to provide accessible content to individuals with disabilities can be subject to legal action, including discrimination claims, financial penalties, and court orders to make necessary changes. Any websites and mobile applications that are not compliant with the regulations may face enforcement action by the Equality and Human Rights Commission, EHRC, which could include fines and court orders. It is important for website owners to ensure that their websites are fully compliant with accessibility regulations to avoid legal consequences and provide equal access to all users. Is your website compliant with the Public Sector Bodies Accessibility Regulations 2018 and the Equality Act 2010? The penalties for websites that are not compliant with the accessibility regulations vary depending on the specific violation and the jurisdiction in which the website operates. But please be advised, no business, especially yours, is above the law. Even if you are a local business owner, a digital marketer, or even an e-commerce owner, web content should be accessible to the blind, deaf, and those who must navigate by voice, screen readers, or other assistive technologies. The aim is to ensure that everyone, including those with visual, auditory, motor, and cognitive impairments, can access and use business and public sector services online. So, who is being discriminated against? Well, according to the Royal National Institute of Blind People, RNIB, there are approximately 2 million people in the UK living with sight loss, of which, around there are 360,000 registered as partially sighted. Then there is the British Dyslexia Association, who estimate that approximately 10% of the UK population are dyslexic, equating to around 6.3 million people living amongst us in the UK. According to the Royal National Institute for Deaf People, RNID, over 18 million people in the UK are deaf, of hearing loss, or have tinnitus. 1 in 3 adults in the UK have hearing loss, tinnitus, or are deaf. Over half of the population aged 55 or more have hearing loss, and 80% of people over 70 will have hearing loss. But it does not have to be this way. We can help you to ensure your websites are compliant with both the Public Sector Bodies Accessibility Regulations 2018 and the Equality Act 2010. In fact, we take all the worry and stress of implementing everything you need to become compliant and legal. We have put together a compliance process for business owners just like you. The first thing we do is discuss with you what, if any, non-conformances you may have. The second step involves us conducting a compliance audit of your affected websites and online presence. The third step is a report that is generated from the audit, from which we create a proposal. Once the proposal has been agreed and signed off, we move to the final part of the compliance process, which involves creating and installing the accessibility code on your website. We produce the code, and we can either install it on your website, on your behalf, or we can pass the code to your website designer to complete the installation process. I hope that you see the value of compliance and opening your website to thousands of people who have been discriminated against and denied access to websites because of their disability. This is an overview of how the accessibility software program works when installed on a website. You will notice that there is a blue disabled sticker in the right-hand corner of the website. When you click on this, it will open a pop-up page containing a choice of options that are designed to aid people with sight and hearing difficulties. As you can see, users can move the pop-up by clicking on it and holding the mouse down. Users can then find a more convenient place on the website to interact with the page. Users can scroll up and down the pop-up page, where they can view and select which of the accessibility options shown on the page would be the most appropriate for their needs. They will have a long list of screen aids in addition to a choice of colors. When they click on an option to select and go with, they can just click on the box again to close it when they have finished with it. There is an accessibility statement at the bottom of the page. This is a legal requirement and an integral part of the compliance process. If at any time you want to close all the open buttons, you can scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on the reset button. Thank you for watching, and we hope that all users have an excellent experience when visiting our compliant website pages. Contact us today, or complete the form, for a free, no-obligation compliance chat.